I did a few test things before, but signed in earlier, checked out the legends. They're more or less what we expected them to be. Yeah, sadly, it's just the Terrell Owens, Ray Lewis, and Shannon Sharp. Hopefully, we can get our couple more next week that might be new as the playoffs start, but I don't know how expected that really should be. Um, but just looking at them to get started off with, be in the 95 range. Haven't actually seen Trello Owens' stats yet, so very interested to see what those look like. Kind of wanted to pick up Shannon Sharp at tight end if he had good enough blocking stats. And he will be better than most, but I have Hunter Henry, so with him out there, he's quite a bit slower, but has a few more inches at the height and definitely can get to the 90 run block with the zone run. Sadly, Shannon can only get up to what, 88? So that's a little bit off, but I guess we can compare him a little bit. Um, yeah, 3 less, be 2 less with the power up. I play him at 2, so when my 2 tight end sets come in, he's the main blocker. And when I do overload sets, I usually bring in another lineman anyway, so I could probably get away with just doing Delaney and him. Yeah, they have the same blocking stats. Shannon is quite a bit faster, but he's not going to get another upgrade for quite a long time, and we could see more with Delaney. I guess he does have one more power up that I could go through, then get him to 94, 95. That would probably bring his speed considerably closer. And I could think about putting Sprinter on him, but I like the chems. George Kittle can't quite get the special chems. Excuse me, he can go down the field and get playmaker and things like that, but he cannot get the Sprinter yet. Hopefully, he gets the power up with the next series. But yeah, I would still probably rather have Kittle than Sharp too, and he's 3 overall better, so next time Kittle gets an upgrade, he'll be considerably better. Um, Dallas probably looks pretty comparable to Shannon even now, and he's a lot cheaper. I guess we can look at Terrell first. Uh, yeah, he is up, thankfully. Doesn't quite have the speed. Catching traffic is kind of what I was looking for earlier, but now that we have Julio, I don't necessarily need him. I'd rather have Julio anyway because he'll do better longer. Excuse me, throughout the year, Terrell will probably get another upgrade. He might be one of the first close to 99s without coming, probably with him being the cover athlete. I'm surprised they didn't give Antonio Brown a little bit better stats. That's really disappointing because I don't know if I'll upgrade him farther than what he is now. Just have him in the wide receiver 5 spot and keep him there. Love to play with him at the beginning of the year. He used to make a lot of good plays for me. But yeah, just looking at Terrell, doesn't really have a lot of stats that would really make me want to go out and grab him and spend over the 500,000 at least. A very bare minimum for him. So yeah, I'd just rather stay with what I have. But if you are a fan of Broncos, Eagles, Cowboys, yeah, definitely consider him. Oh, Bray was the other one. I was a little bit disappointed with how actually well he compared with the captain that I have now. He's right there, and he's 1 less overall. He has the speed. Just about has all the other stats. He's only down 1 with those. Ray's kind of a unicorn compared to the other middle linebackers right now. He's a lot better of a run stuffer and can actually get back and play the zone as well. Having him and Shazier on the same team is really incredible. Zach Brown doesn't really play at all anymore now that the other Sean Taylor has come into the game because he would just probably be in there for run stuffing sets, maybe a nickel when someone got tired, but there's plenty of defensive backs that play up to his caliber against the run and have a lot better pass stats. But yeah, if I didn't have the Ray Captain, I would definitely make a move for him, at least power up to where I could just add in his card when it gets a little bit less expensive. They look awful good. We did have the new guys come in. The Gronk looked kind of interesting, but he's awful slow. Heard a few other guys talk about his stats not really playing up to where he is as a player on the field, but on the field he isn't as good this year. Just being that big and taking all those hits throughout his career is really starting to slow him down. Belichick tried to get rid of him before the beginning of the year, which probably would have been best for him, and sadly really bad for him. But that's the way it works out. Yeah, he's got considerably better passing, or excuse me, receiving stats. Yeah, he's Delaney Walker with better receiving, and much taller. Much taller. He can definitely fit in and go up and snag those passes at high points that you need. I guess, what is his jumping? 82? That's not great. In the right situation, he can be really good, and he can run block a lot better than most. Who else we looking at? Tyler. Kind of wish, well, I guess I don't wish I would have invested in him. Wow. Oh, no, he's 96. Because he'd be very expensive at this point, but he looked really, really good. That 93 speed. He used to be really good against the run. I hope they have that considered here. With powered up Champ Bailey, Dion, and Patrick Peterson, I don't really have to worry about go out and getting him, but he definitely will be somebody you would want if you were a Patriots fan. This is pursued at 85. That was a little bit lower than I expected. You always remember him making those spectacular catches and then returning them in the playoffs. He was unbelievable back in the day. He was just one of those clutch guys that just got it done for the Patriots. Him, Brady, and Vinatieri, just unreal. Limited time. That's too bad. That's going to keep him pretty pricey. Loved playing with him at the beginning of the year. A little slow now. He's not going to be able to chase people down, but he'll be able to stop people up the middle. Yeah, that block shedding's pretty dang good. Power him up, have a little bit of Madden Run D on there, that'll look awful great. Alright, but hoping to go get those power-ups through the solos and hopefully get those knocked out pretty quick. Thankfully they've gotten shorter and shorter throughout the year, so these really haven't been that difficult, because especially for newer teams, you can go out and make a couple plays, but it's really difficult to win on All-Pro when you have a 70 overall team. I guess the Ravens are only 79 overall, so it shouldn't be terrible, but I remember getting started, and those were a struggle every once in a while, because they just pick you off or run you down in spots you never thought that they would. But yeah, it's really disappointing they had to recycle those legends, because those prices are down because all the people that really wanted the captains already have them. And now it's just kind of the second best. But Shannon Sharp, if he had a little bit better stats, he'd almost be to the point of being a unicorn and being really great, being able to go out and just do things other people weren't able to do because of that speed. Because Kittle doesn't have the pass blocking. 77, like if you split him out wide, he'll be able to block anybody. What do we got? Hopefully it's in the fourth quarter. 1 minute 44 left. So I've been trying out a few different things. These skinny posts seem to be working out incredibly well, even online most of the time. Been just trying to max protect, and they've been able to get to the other side. might want to consider just running some clock down before running a play like this, because they'll have the ball back with a considerable amount of time, but it's easy enough to usually go out and get a stop. So I went out and got headphones and the mic for kind of testing things out and trying to get a little bit better sound. And it's really nice to be able to just hear a little bit in your ear and not have to have the TV on loud and wake up everybody else. Especially the puppy dog. He's starting to get a little bit old, needs a couple naps, but I think this is on arcade, so we could probably never got a clean shot on him, but should have been able to get a fumble there, but oh well. They have a couple fast guys, but actually they do have Flacco out there. So yeah, this shouldn't really be that difficult. They should be able to move the ball. Only thing I was really worried about is Lamar running a little bit. Yeah, in solos, really, it's not that bad to just go out and run a few man blitzes because it really frustrates the defense most of the time. Get picks really easy. I know there's a couple of glitches that you can come out and field goal block and then switch to the punt return. And that's really easy to get a quick interception, but that really messes me up when I try to go and play someone when I've been trying to run glitches against the computer. It really works well in solo battles. I do have to say that, but yeah, actually thankfully I got caught because now I can just nail the clock out real fast. Thankfully at level 70, so I don't have to worry about really doing anything else. There are those stats that accumulate throughout the year, so if you want to go out and get a few more touchdowns and a few more yards in these instances, even when you do have the max level cap, might be worth it, but those can just kind of come along in the playing of other people and going through solos like this, because I already got a passing touchdown for 20-some yards or something like that, and the interception, so those will add to those stats. Yeah, always be sure to do chew clock here, because that saves you many minutes of your life that you don't need to be just staring at the screen. Yeah, thankfully that one was pretty quick. As anticipated, the offense was not able to move the ball at all, and so we didn't really have to worry about Ray Lewis getting the ball back from this. I don't think field goals is one of those things that can accumulate. But a tip that's always real nice that quite a people who play online know is you can just hold this down so you can kind of figure out when you want to kick it. It is really nice. It will kick when the clock gets down to 3 seconds on the play clock, but it won't kick in that instance if I wouldn't have released the button. It would have just went down to 0. And the game would have been over, and I wouldn't have kicked the field goal, still would have won, so it wouldn't have mattered in that instance. But so if there was 25 seconds, nice. I have to do a couple more things for the dailies. Wonder how much that's going for. There's only 3 of his main cards on the block, and they were all going for 700,000, and he's not the limited, so that might be expensive too. Ray Lewis and Strahan were really really inexpensive, like under 2,000. I was kind of disappointed in that because those were always really good to make a little bit extra money. 77. No, still around 2,000. I guess everyone can do it, so it probably should be low. No one should be selling those for training points. But yeah. Thankfully, been playing since the beginning of the year. Got the Hall of Fame, which would be the only thing that I did spend money on. I think it was $10 or maybe a little bit less than that with the EA Play, or EA Access, excuse me. So that was nice. So thankfully was able to accumulate a lot of talent and quite a few coins. My coin stack's a little bit low right now because I invested in a little bit of snow currency, which was not the greatest because it's still going down, but thankfully it was just yesterday, so it was still when it was pretty low. Um, but yeah, getting back to that field goal thing. It'll always kick when the play clock's down to 3, but it will not kick um, when the game clock goes down to 3. So you have to make sure that you're watching that because that can be really frustrating. If a game goes into overtime or you lose by 2 because you didn't let go of the button. But yeah, hopefully this one's pretty short as well. Probably start on defense since Shannon Sharp is supposed to be featured in this game. Get through that pretty quick. Top 3 people right now on the team that usually show up there. Sorry for skipping that if you wanted to see, but thankfully was able to get Michael Vick up to 99, have Madden's 2 pass chemistries, and put Sprinter on him, which is something I've been able to do with a really low training points. Thankfully clock kept moving up 4. And then the second person would be Champ Bailey. Same thing with him. Had a little bit of extra snow and kind of splurged to get those. And then my other big splurge, thankfully. My most fun player to play with right now, Khalil Mack. It's been fun to see him play in the Midwest. But yeah, acquired Lawrence Taylor about as quickly as I could during that Harvest promo. Kept quite a few of those NATs, but recently I've used some of those for training as well. And then the third person would be Ray Lewis, my captain. So not super top end, but 2 really top end players, thankfully. So that's helpful in these situations and trying to go online with people who have better schemes and have been playing for all year head to head. I've been just trying to play solos, kind of to start the year and get back into the feel of the game. Didn't buy the game last year for the first time, and I think since I was probably 5, which was way too long ago. So yeah, a little bit disappointed I wasn't able to get into it as much, but thankfully able to meet my fiance and halfway tricked her because she didn't think I played video games as much, but now she's starting to realize that's not necessarily true. But yeah, just figuring out the game through solos again and trying to figure out how to play people head to head. Had a franchise going for a while. That was a lot of fun playing with a couple of guys. I think there was 4 in the Madden ones, and we had like 10 when we were back in NCAA. That was a lot of fun. We had people all over the state playing in that. Yeah, I guess we just need to run with that. Staying in bounds and being a little bit more considerate of that. Shouldn't have to do very much. Just run up the middle a couple more times. So yeah, that was the last time that I used to play people a lot, was 2 years ago. So it's been a more or less windfall, not great situation going online. I'm a little bit over 500 because my team usually helps me out considerably, and there's just a few people who try to run the same things over and over again, and usually I can figure that out. I should have definitely went down there, but talking and lost track of that. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are taking advantage of a few things, high point passes, things like that, still figuring out the best way to stop those things. Don't try to usually scum kick, but that one seemingly worked out, and it's not going back to the 40, thankfully. I have the focus kicker on my kicker, but I have Tressway as my kickoff kicker, and it's not been helpful because I've been kicking too slow and too fast. So maybe need to go back to just having the 92 kick power kicker kickoff. I thought I could get a little bit of advantage kicking deeper in the end zone, but hasn't been that much of a benefit, and I have missed a couple of extra points because it's just not been consistent with that. Yeah, definitely just need to go down next time. Nice. Having Bailey and Peterson and Dion back there is just unbelievable. He can play a lot of man against a lot of people, and they have considerable ball skills. um, have the Redskins passing D chemistry, so actually I don't have lockdown on Champ or Dion, because I can just run them high enough. I think Dion's at 98 man, but he's at 99 zone right now, even without that, so I'm probably just going to bump that up. Actually, the next Madden passing defense that I get will get him to 99. I was looking at that the other day. And then 99 play recognition, I think is what. Hopefully it shoot clocks on. Like I said, just waste a minute of your life. But yeah, thankfully these are pretty easy. You just kind of run through them. Everything I think is set on arcade in these, so you usually can get a couple turnovers throughout them, and then you can just run the clock down. So we have the legends if we want them, but obviously have the Ray already, so can't put him on the field. Shannon Sharp power up. Can look and see what that could possibly be like. His run blocking probably is going to be an 86 or something. Oh no, it would be less than that. 83 or something like that. So that'll probably still be too low. I recently had powered down Jordan Reed. He just, Ray already sold. Maybe could have sold him for a little bit more, but that's alright. Alright, what do we got? Gets up to 93 overall without having the legend card. 87 speed, still really nice. 88 trucking, 82 run blocking. I don't run all of the time, but it's really nice to have tight ends out there that block like linemen. And have Kittle's more split out, so he's able to take advantage of defensive backs.